guys, welcome back to the Inner Circle. My name is Brandon Wright.
Ben.
Tavion.
And I'm Lawrence Algie.
And we went to go see the long-awaited Captain Marvel, a origin story to the first female-led hero in the MCU, or female lead hero in the MCU. Am I right?
Yes.
Has there been any other?
No.
Okay, just thought about that. And it is seen as by others as a setup movie for Infinity War.
Literally a month after it's coming out.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Literally a month after it's coming, or about to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, let's just go with Lawrence downward. What's everyone's impressions?
I liked it. I thought it was fun. Personally, I feel like they dumbed down her character a little bit in terms of power, because Captain Marvel has the power cosmic, and she's one of the strongest characters in the comics. I wanted to see more.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
comics, she's one of the strongest characters.
Yeah.
Her powers, they didn't do her powers justice. They did a lot more at the end with it, but honestly, she can do more with her powers than they actually
But right when she gets her powers, you want her to immediately be amazing.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not
she's
saying
happy
I'm
for
not
6
saying
years.
that, but I'm just saying I still would love to see her do more. I want to see them do more in the next movies. Also, personally, as a random Marvel fan, I like that they had 3 different Captain Marvels in one movie. I thought that was badass.
They did.
Monica Rambeau was the second person to ever be called Captain Marvel. She's the daughter, and Marvel was the first Captain Marvel. So they had 3 of 7 Captain Marvel characters in Captain Marvel.
Cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I thought it was mediocre to bad. I did not laugh but one time in the movie, and there's only one scene that stood out to me at all. And we can get into that in the spoilers. But the rest of the time, me and my girlfriend were in the theaters. We saw a bunch of our friends cracking up, but me and her just did not enjoy it as. I don't see how you can. Someone's like, "Oh, it's a Marvel movie." I can't enjoy it as a Marvel movie either. It's just kind of like the action wasn't that great. The dialogue was atrocious, and the humor was not that well done. Ben, do you want to go? Where you seem like you're anticipating? Oh boy,
I liked it.
you liked Captain
It
Marvel?
was
I
alright.
actually liked it.
It was alright. Yeah, okay. So, Doctor Strange and Ant-Man. That's what I was expecting from this movie. When I watch those movies, ugh! They're just so predictable, and everybody around you in the theater laughs. Oh, yeah, there was a pause. Somebody said something fast, and there's a pause, so it's funny, and then the person learns to do the thing, and this movie didn't annoy me nearly as much as those movies do. In fact, I was never annoyed during this movie. I was pleasantly surprised, but that's just because I thought it was going to be terrible. My expectations were through the floor, and I think that's why I enjoyed it. It didn't get on my nerves. I did laugh a few times, but no one else did.
What alternate universe am I in, Ben?
I don't think this movie's great.
You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
It's still generic, but it's not. It's. I think how most people feel about Solo. I like Solo. No one else does. Everyone else thinks it's bleh, or it's mediocre. I'm kind of like how they feel about Captain Marvel, where I'm like, but it's enjoyable. The third act kind of falls apart and gets into that generic whatever territory. But the way the story plays out, I was entertained. It was fine. It's fine.
Tavion?
Fine.
I would say I didn't dislike it. It was alright.
We are just talking about so many interesting movies, aren't we? I am like, it was alright. It was alright. It was alright.
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, it wasn't what they, to me at least, it wasn't what they hyped it up to be, but it was alright.
They wanted this to be like a big showstopper kind of movie,
Yeah.
where it's like, whoa, kind of like.
And it wasn't. I mean, it's good because it does fit into what Marvel's trying to do with their movies right now, and I like that part about it. It does fit into it and whatnot, and it's just the dialogue. Some of it was just not cringy, but
It didn't. It didn't. It wasn't as cringy as most of the other movies to
Yeah.
me. It was less cringy than most of the other movies.
It wasn't like cringy, but still wasn't like, all right, I like these lines. Like you could somewhat tell what's about to happen in certain scenes.
I didn't cringe, but I definitely did not laugh.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly, she is probably one of the most stoic leads, I would say, in the
I'm
MCU.
fine with that. Just give her an arc. Just give her an arc.
I'm wanting to see how she interacts under a different director.
Yes.
Because the thing
I'm excited for Endgame. I'm
because-
excited for that.
Because in game, I'm going to see how they interpret Captain Marvel's like interactions with others. Because honestly, I feel like the dialogue was one of the weakest in a lot of MCU movies. So seeing seeing like Infinity War and how they knock out like how just most things in that movie are done spectacularly. Seeing the same writers tackle Captain Marvel's dialogue, I'd want to see how it differs from this movie. 'Cause I'm not gonna think about Captain Marvel the movie in a couple months. I'm gonna be thinking about Endgame and how they took Captain Marvel's character from Captain Marvel and interpreted it. They have to interpret it drastically differently, in my opinion, probably between movies.
I liked the way this movie looked for the most part. Most of it looked bland, but the locations felt more interesting than just generic city, like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man.
Oh, by the way, was I
I like the opening battle sequence with like the Kree and like just go be on a different planet. I like this.
That might be something. Okay, the way I'm seeing it is if they treat. I don't know what you think about Thor 3, but like Captain Marvel, not the same way obviously, but the same color grading and stuff of Thor 3 as opposed to this one, which feels like a Thor 1. Because the color grading, can we talk about? Okay, is it just my TV screen? Okay, is it just the
this movie?
Sorry. But like, sorry, the theater screen. Was it just me or was it dark?
No, it's dark. It's just like Solo. It's dark.
Did you see it in 3D?
No.
I saw it
I
in
almost
3D.
did. I went to a 5 o'clock showing, but I got halfway to the theater and I'm like, is it in 3D? So I stopped and looked at my phone. I'm like, no, it's in 3D. So I had to turn around and leave because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's a lot darker when you see it in 3D.
Oh, jeez.
Honestly,
And
I've
it's-
seen it.
and
Both.
if you
I saw
think
it
it's
twice. I saw it in regular and I saw it in
I-
3D. It's still a little dark in the original,
I thought it was
but
fine.
it's fine. It's like it's not something that's gonna bother you. You see it in 3D though, it's way too dark. You can't see anything in it.
We talked so much about the shots, lighting. What do we overall Brie Larson's portrayal of the titular character?
Samuel Jackson was great. Like, come on, that's interesting to talk about. He was really good. He had an arc. His character had an
It's a
arc.
lot different than we've ever seen him.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed that.
Anybody notice the CGI on his face? Because I didn't.
No, the CGI in this movie, the de-aging CGI,
Oh, yeah, that was great. It was
is
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
And his performance in general, he's so charismatic. He's so good. He was just so good in this movie. And Ben Mendelsohn, by the way, I know we were about to like just completely look over the main villain in the movie, but I really liked him. The guy, the dude.
I thought he was okay. I didn't really think much of him.
When he, like,
I can't say what I was gonna say because it was a spoiler.
when we get to like a sort of like thing, revelation about his character. Again, my expectations of the movie were through the floor. I was expecting the Doctor Strange villain, just dude that does thing, and he's so boring. But I don't know. I thought everything about this movie was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, in terms of villain, I expected more.
Okay.
But that's just because I mean, I really like Kree versus Skrull. This Kree versus the Skrull thing, I love that just because that's a story arc in so many different Marvel stories. And I love the I just love the Skrulls. I think they're really cool aliens. And it's just
You liked the comics and you wanted more from the guy from the comics.
I'm okay with the direction they went. I was like, okay, this is different. I can get behind that because you know what? This is supposed to be its own thing. And I will respect you more if you make it your own thing compared to just making a bland remake of the comics. So I give them respect for that. But still, villain-wise, it was just, when you look at the villains, I'm like,
Yeah, he's not great. I'm just saying they gave him more, that he wasn't just generic villain, they gave him something.
yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is just,
Do we want to go into spoilers real quick?
I say we've said much of what we can say.
Spoilers.
Wait, don't we give a rating before spoilers?
Okay, 5 out of 10.
I still don't know. 5 or 6, I don't know. One of those two. I'll decide later.
Yeah. I mean, generous, I'll give it a 7.
Mhm.
I'm giving it that for those people that out there and isn't criticizing the movie the way we are.
Yeah, this movie doesn't
We are
deserve all
filmmakers.
this whatever it's getting. Good and bad. It's just kind of generic. It doesn't deserve the hate. It doesn't deserve this big war.
I'm
Big
gonna say
arson.
this.
I don't know.
If you like Marvel movies, just because you like Marvel movies, if you enjoy more, if you just are gonna think you might enjoy it just because you've liked everything they've done so far, give it a chance. It's not everybody's movie, and I will say that because of topic, character choice, whatever you want to give it. But it's not as bad as people have been making it out to seem. I give it myself like 7.5, maybe an 8. It's not the best movie, but I'm judging it not only as like a film major, but just as someone who likes movies, someone who enjoys just going out and watching movies for fun. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely isn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
I'm just
Oh no. That movie's.
I just feel like I wouldn't even say that. I think there's a lot to appreciate in that movie.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's the worst movie I've ever seen because I've seen. I have the privilege of not having to watch bad movies.
I don't watch a lot of movies that I don't like, at least.
Exactly. I don't. You know.
Was
Okay.
Captain Marvel becoming powerful at the end? That was cool. I don't.
Flat Mary Sue suddenly being able to control her powers and do everything.
Okay, my favorite. Okay, I know we talked about it at the beginning. My favorite scene was when she went in to talk with the AI leader the second time, and "Come As You Are" was playing.
Really?
I love that scene a lot.
Really?
I love that
That
scene.
whole
Really? That
Love that
scene
whole
was
scene.
one of the scenes that fell flat for me. That was the scene where I was like, oh boy, we're in third act, she's gonna learn to do powers and she's gonna fly around and do all that.
That was the only
I'm not
scene I
gonna
liked in the
spoil
movie.
anything, but mine was with the cat. That's all you want to know.
Favorite scenes with the cat.
What the cat does, yeah,
Ah.
it builds up to it. Y'all see what happens.
I saw it coming though. The third act is definitely my least favorite part. Just the action, and then I mean, I like seeing her fly around, but I just think that'll be a lot cooler with a different director. And
The biggest thing that was like, okay, what the hell? Was a whole Skrull Kree revelation. Because that is so backwards.
what?
The fact that the Skrulls were innocent and the Kree were just taking them out. Because that's not what it is. The Skrulls are the most evil, most violent. Okay, maybe not the most evil, but they are one of the most violent races in the Marvel comics.
They're like the oh shoot, what are those things from Star Trek? What are those?
Klingon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and that's what they are like in the comics. So that's what I was expecting. So when I went in the movie and they switched that around on us, I was like, okay, this is, I don't know what to expect now. This is an interesting twist. I guess I can get behind this, but that completely just ruined everything I thought they were going to do afterward. And now I don't know what they're going to. I have guesses, but that's not what I don't know what they're
I
going to do.
knew the villains were going to be switched up on us when it was Kree, and throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Kree have always been like
Yeah.
the villains in multiple stories. And then we saw Ronan. We saw Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy there.
Was
who
he played by someone
he
else?
has
No,
to
the
be-
same guy.
Really?
Yeah, Lee Pace.
He looks.
He
He just
didn't-
looks different.
He just didn't have like that stuff, the black paint.
Oh, maybe that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, he looked like a completely different person.
And
to me.
also, we had his right hand man from Guardians of the Galaxy on the same team
Yeah,
as Captain
The
Marvel.
dude,
Yeah.
Black,
whatever.
Black Diamond Man.
Yeah. Blood Diamond.
Kazootai. It's Blood Diamond. Yeah.
Black Diamond. Yeah, because he's black.
Oh, oof.
Man,
But is it this?
that's racist.
No, it's not. I didn't say.
Yeah, let's turn the subject. Yeah, he's racist. I didn't just say it wrong.
I mean, I'm a white dude in this review. Maybe I shouldn't be here because
What am I then?
that's just a reference to what
You're a white
Brie Larson said.
Oh, fair
That's an
enough.
exaggeration. She meant well, guys. She meant well.
Brie Larson was boring.
She was fine.
I think she was fun. Like, I think she portrayed the character well. I think it's more of the writing and director of the movie. Sorry.
Yes, because she's fine. I think she's fine. I thought she was entertaining. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like the quips and the blah 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 blah. She was something different.
Honestly, neither do I. Like, I think it's funny with some characters, but every character doing it, it's annoying.
Yeah, Peter Quill can
Not-
do it, but Ant-Man can't. He's not funny.
In my opinion, Spider-Man, Peter Quill, Iron Man. Those are the only people who should be
Yeah.
making jokes every other movie. If you're doing it, if you are doing it and you're not one of those three, get the hell out the movie because you're not playing the character that you're supposed to be. You're playing one of those three.
Yeah.
It's annoying, and I think I think honestly, Iron Man set the tone for that.
Mm.
But at least recently they've been trying to move away from that, and I appreciate that.
They're getting more serious.
They are getting more serious, and I enjoy that, and I love that so much. But out from this movie, there are 3 things I want to see come next. 1, I want to see a Captain Marvel movie where she's either A, training Monica to be a Captain Marvel, or she's training Kamala Khan to be Miss Marvel. And 2, I really want to see a Nick Fury movie. I want to see how Nick Fury went from how he was in Captain Marvel to Nick Fury we've seen in Avengers. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Did he look? Okay, we're in spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it happened?
Yeah, he claws his eyes.
So every time now, so Winter Soldier is like a really serious movie, and every time he says, "You need to keep both eyes," it's like a serious moment. I'm like, that was a cat that did that.
Right?
Yeah, it just ruins.
I hated that line. Like I loved how they were doing it, but then they had that really terrible line of Phil Coulson saying, "So, sir, is that how it happened? A Skrull or Kree or whoever clawed out your like." Anybody know the line I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like it was just like, no, I got it, and it was funny. Just no, don't. That line was terrible.
They were just like, "Huh, get it." All the serious scenes in the other movies were just him because he got his eye scratched out by a cat. That is kind of a funny revelation. That was good.
Yes,
that was good.
Yes.
It makes all tension in the other movies kind of lost when he does those scenes. But yeah.
You said you wanted to see 3 things.
I think you named them, didn't you?
He said 2. He said 2.
What was the other thing I wanted to see come from Captain Marvel?
He did. He said train Monica to become Captain Marvel.
Or
train
Kamala
Mason.
I thought that was one thing.
That was one thing. There was another thing, but I can't remember. I'll have to get back to it because I don't remember what it was.
I don't want another director for the sequel. That's what I want to see.
You want another director?
I think so. You don't want another director.
I do want another director.
Yeah, who are these
Yeah.
people? Like, I'm
I
sure
don't
you
know.
made good movies because every director they get like that makes low budget movies, and then they bring them immediately to a high budget movie. The low budget movies are good, and then the high budget movies are blah. That's kind of what's happened here. That battery's about to die.
Yeah, it's been dying for like I don't know how long now.
Yeah, I expected that.
But overall, didn't care about the villains. Did not really care about. Nick Fury had me laughing a couple times.
Yeah.
That's it though. Maybe once. I forgot what joke made me die in the theaters. But like, besides that, I was bored. It kept my attention, but it didn't do anything but that. I didn't even like the music. Didn't like the music. A lot of people were talking about how the score is kind of different from most Marvel movies.
Yeah, you mean the instrumental score?
Yeah.
Yeah, people were talking about it. I'm like,
It's not that different.
someone said it's John Williams-esque, and I'm like, the whole movie I was like,
Wow, really? I wouldn't even.
yeah, but like no, not like that good, but like there was like elements of him thrown in, and I was listening every time the music kind of picked up. I was like, and then it
I
just
feel like I
didn't
need to
work.
rewatch this just to listen to music.
No,
now, but
no,
like
no,
it
no,
definitely.
no, it's not.
I mean, to be fair, I saw this movie twice for free both times, so I would see it again just so I could pay for it to see it.
It's one of the few Marvel movies.
I will have you know, I got Frosty from Wendy's for free twice.
All right, I can't beat that.
He's better than you, Lawrence. I'm sorry. Out of all the Marvel movies, I would not go see this again or buy it and rent it. It's probably going to be like Thor 2.
Wait, that's his mic, so we can't hear him.
Just saying. Actually, no, someone got like 5 free Frosties at once from Wendy's.
They are the
Suck
goat.
on that!
They are the goat.
I'll never watch this one again.
This is going to be like Thor 2.
Oh, come on.
I think
Come
honestly
on.
with this movie,
Thor 2's boring.
I think Thor.
I'll never watch it.
I would agree with that, but I think some of the problems with this movie comes from them wanting to recreate Wonder Woman's success.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman was the
Yeah.
first time a woman superhero movie got done, and it did really well. And then personally, I mean, I like both movies, but I like Wonder Woman more.
Oh, yeah.
The story was better, the acting was better. I just think a lot of what they did was better, and I think Marvel saw that. They were like, okay, well, we have one coming up now anyway, so
We
let's
have a
try and do
woman.
that.
We have a woman on staff.
And those
too.
moments where it was like when she got her powers and like at the very end, she said, "Blood." That was supposed to be like the big No Man's Land scene from Wonder Woman. Where
Yeah.
we were supposed to cheer. It just felt completely flat.
Yeah.
Whereas Wonder Woman,
Honestly.
like, even I was like, and she was like, yeah, this was bad. And then Captain Marvel, it was awkward because everybody, I feel like everybody was sitting there like, yeah, they want us to cheer, but
She just
we're
went
not
Super
going to.
Saiyan.
Yeah.
That's what I think every time. I'm just like, oh my god, she went Super Saiyan! Goku!
I just say,
I can enjoy it because to me, I don't know about y'all, but to me, when she does power up all the way, doing that one scene, it just looks off. The way they have her.
I think her
Yeah.
costume design. They tried so hard to get her to look like she has a legit mohawk.
With
That-
the hood
Yeah,
thing,
and
yeah,
it
that was a
looks-
little awkward.
I do not like that design. Hopefully they change it for the next one.
Oh, that's fine.
The full, I like the regular she's walking around in a like design, but in terms of when she goes into full battle mode, and the only piece of her hair is like the little mohawk thing,
I-
it's like,
I think
thought
they
it
were
was
trying.
good.
They're mostly doing that just as like a callback. Because in the comics they do that too, but it's more. I feel like it's mostly just a callback to Captain Marvel, the original, because his like Kree costume has a little weird mohawk thing. And I think they were trying too hard to make her costume a little more comic centric, because I mean, as Captain Marvel, she's only had the one costume. But I feel like they could have done more with her costume at the same time. I don't know. I also don't like that it was just, oh yeah, it's not a personal costume. I'm just gonna take this suit I already have and just make it my own. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Maybe she could. That's all she could do at the time. What? Why was that girl change? How did that girl know how to operate that thing to change the colors?
She showed her.
She showed her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
by the way, she's the worst
she was
actor in the movie.
The little girl?
Yeah.
No, she didn't. She didn't get. Kid actors can get on my nerves so hard, but she was fine.
She got on my
was
nerves.
fine.
Really?
I thought
Yeah.
she just seemed natural.
Again, what parallel world am I in?
I don't know because I thought I'd hate this movie too.
Oh man.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I honestly think it's
Twilight
because
Zone.
I honestly think I have a higher opinion of movies if there's like backlash toward them. Like if everybody loved Last Jedi, I'd probably hate it. I feel like I don't know.
Interesting.
Like I'm not, and I'm doing it. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just like in here. I enjoyed this movie. It's fine. Would I watch it again? I don't know. Probably not because Blu-rays cost money.
I wouldn't get this on Black Friday.
Yeah, I don't. I collect movies, but I don't collect Marvel movies. So
There are a lot of
I don't
movies that I would not pay to just have. It has to be really good for me to pay to get a movie.
buy it.
I wouldn't. I mean, I like the movie. I still wouldn't pay to get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying now. I'm not saying none of you should, because some of you definitely should. But I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Maybe.
Why
wait,
have I not done this yet?
Maybe wait till Netflix. Maybe wait till.
It's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah,
Netflix. That's the last. Captain Marvel is going to be the first Marvel movie not to come to Netflix.
Yeah, it's going to the Disney.
It's going to
streaming
Disney
service.
Plus with all their new TV shows.
Yeah. This is
And I don't want to
going
get it, but I
so
have to
good.
because the new Star Wars show is going to premiere on there, so I
They're
have
going
to
to do a What If Marvel show, and I'm so.
No,
The movie
no, this is the perfect time to end. Okay, guys.
Well,
next
it's been
week,
real.
what are we talking about?
I don't
next
know what
week?
we're talking about next week. We haven't talked about it, and also spring break, so.
Yeah, you know who cares? We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.